There's an unsaid pressure of figured out life. At what age did you feel like that I have all figured it out now?
I don't think our parents have the life figured out even at 50.
It's necessary to post about all your achievements.
I think we were never really supposed to know about the lives of million people, honestly, in the first place.
Thank you. Thank
Right?
you for saying it out loud.
I have to go into 20 meetings. I'm having a breakdown on the side. I'm firing somebody on the side. I'm hiring for another position on one side. And then I have to record a reel for the gram. Like what?
People are jumping from one relationship to the other.
I think the FOMO, not FOMO, but like the fear of better things, like, is
There's
definitely.
a term for that. You know, a little bit of analogy there कि divorce rates भी इसलिए बढ़ रहे हैं क्योंकि women know their worth, right?
The algo is so strong that whatever you're going through, Instagram is gonna
Exactly.
nullify it. That, your
Exactly.
relationship is doing this to you.
Yeah.
You should get out of it. Like there's no friend telling you about it, but
Yeah.
Instagram.
So you think people are emotionally unavailable or just emotionally exhausted?
I think.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Arise Talks. So this episode is going to be brutally honest and completely unfiltered because we're going to be talking about thoughts that a lot of us have, but we don't usually say them out loud. So for today, we have Kanika Durga, and I think it's better if she introduces herself.
Hi, I'm Kanika and I'm 24. I'm an entrepreneur and I am currently building my fourth startup so far. And yeah, I mean, I am very excited for this episode. I'm excited for some personal things to get out as well. And I am excited to be very opinionated in this podcast. Honestly, there's no
So we're
bias.
keeping it
Nothing.
fully controversial.
I will try my best that to do
Alright.
that, honestly.
So Kanika, first things first, why did you say yes to this episode? Because I know that you are not a person who does a lot of episodes and speak much on social media and all. You just try to keep it to your videos and your pictures. That's it. But why do you
Yeah.
say yes to this one?
I think selective privacy is definitely something that, I'm like very into. I think this is the kind of information I would want people to know in general also. I think these are the pain points that I actually feel whenever probably, I'm working or I'm exhausted. Maybe, I'm in a relationship or whenever I'm going through a breakup. And I think I would love for that to go out. I've never really talked about anything personal before, anywhere actually. But I think, yeah, this episode, I really want to share my experience with everything and, if it can help anybody.
Definitely. So lately, what we have seen on social media is that a lot of people post their success stories at 24, 23, 21, buying their first cars and whatnot. So don't you think that people on social media, there's an unsaid pressure of figured out life, you are on your fourth startup. So at what age did you feel like that I have all figured it out now?
I don't think I still feel that way. I swear, I still don't feel. At 23, I honestly thought that, you actually are going to automatically become an adult. But when I turned 23, nothing really changed. And at 24, still, I wouldn't say that I have my life figured out. I think, I don't think our parents have the life figured out even at 50. So I think just chasing figuring it out is something that is not something that should be chased in the first place, to be very honest.
But there is
Yeah.
a comparison culture. I feel that it's not something that we're doing consciously, but I think if we hear someone talking about it, for example, you say you're on your fourth startup, right? And there's someone 24-year-old who is in a 9 to 5 and still thinking whether I should quit, chase what I have, something he's passionate or ambitious about, or just continue with 9 to 5. Like there's a comparison culture that
Definitely.
comes in, right? So, coming to the social media part of it, do you think that it's necessary to post about all your achievements? Because this is going to be a hot take. Is it important because people are very, very opinionated? There are certain reels where people are talking that there's nothing you should be ashamed of, and you should, because you've achieved it, you should show it off. And there's some people who believe that you shouldn't.
I think Instagram has made everything glorified, even the negative aspects. But honestly, even if a person is talking about the negative aspects, they're not really showing that what they're going through. I think that's literally like I think social media has definitely made us feel that, we should have it all figured out. As you said about comparison, I think we were never really supposed to know about the lives of million people, honestly, in the first
Exactly.
place,
Thank you. Thank you
right?
for saying it out loud.
Like we were never really supposed to know about it.
Yeah.
We open Instagram for 7 minutes at this point, and we can see somebody healing in Japan,
Yeah.
and somebody like traveling the world, and somebody just hustling 24/7, when even they know that they are fully emotionally exhausted. And I think like the pretentiousness which has come over it, and even if the people who are commenting about that, like you shouldn't be hiding anything or you're not ashamed of
Yeah.
anything, I think definitely, I think that comes more with confidence than actually, putting their heart out. Because I really don't think that anybody on social media does put their heart out more than pretending to put their heart out. I think that is the thin line between actually not being ashamed and saying that you shouldn't be ashamed to feel things or
Yeah.
do things or anything of that sort. I think pretentiousness has become a hobby for everybody, all of us, honestly, that you have to be a certain way on social media and everything.
We are
And as
just posting, I think we're just posting the good stuff, not the bad one. You
yeah,
might be having a mental breakdown one day and you have to do your work or you have to shoot a reel for your business the next day, and everybody would be like, yeah, iski life
yeah,
sorted hai.
yeah.
How cool she
I might be
is.
breaking down even while posting that reel,
Exactly.
like, and nobody is gonna know, because everybody is gonna see, oh, a day in my life.
Right, exactly.
Like
Yeah.
a day in my life is not what it looks like, honestly. Like it is not, because it comes with a lot of arguments. It comes with a lot of heated moments. It comes with a lot of like breakdowns together. So it's literally not a day in my life.
Let's not.
Yeah.
All right. So, I also want to talk about entrepreneurship. Like, you always thought you want to get into it, or you did 9 to 5 and you experienced that, okay, that's not for me. How did you move into this direction?
Okay. So honestly, I have a law background. I went to London 5 years ago to get an LLB degree
All right.
because I wanted that exposure. I just wanted to do something in law only. And I think even now, that has not changed for me. I think entrepreneurship just grew onto me, to be very honest. I've never held any 9 to 5. I have definitely done internships when it comes to law part of things.
All right.
I've also attended internships where I have to, you know, for 12 hours of work, which wasn't, I did not think which was important enough, but I counted this as a part of my experience 100%. And I think, yeah, I mean, my entry to entrepreneurship stemmed a lot from it starting as a side hustle for me. That, when I was in uni, I was like, why not earn some extra bucks? And that actually became my baby eventually. And I was like, oh, I genuinely like doing this. And, eventually here I am building my fourth startup. So I think
So, what was the first startup like?
the first startup is my e-commerce marketplace, which is Lux by Can. We deal in luxury beauty products from
Okay.
all over the world, especially
All
the
right.
ones which are not available in India. That's our USP essentially. The products are not available in India and we just source it. So when it started, I was like, I can just earn some extra bucks sourcing it for people because I always had that edge for beauty. And so that's why I built two other brands in the beauty industry only. And I think
Okay.
I honestly went too deep into the beauty industry not to build something of myself. And now I'm planning to intersect it with law somewhere in the future. Right now, I am still completing my transfer course essentially in India for LLB. So I
Okay.
still have 1 more year to go. So that is also going on the side. So yeah, I mean, entrepreneurship just grew on me. I love to take responsibility. I think that has stemmed from that as well. Yeah, pretty much.
So, any push from the family, like, you
Not
know,
really. My dad, I wanted to be a fashion, I wanted to do something in fashion, honestly.
okay.
Back in the day, back in 10th grade and everything. And my dad was
I think
like,
everybody in 10th grade wants to be a fashion
I
designer.
swear, I swear. I still love fashion, honestly. But my dad just told me the practical aspects of it. And, he's my idol. So, of
Yeah, okay.
course, he was like, let's just chase power and not money. So, let's get into law because he knew me and he knew what I was capable of, even
Because
when
he
I.
knows,
Yeah.
money comes with power.
Yeah,
So,
that's what. That's what.
so if you
100%.
chase the right thing, I think money is going to follow you. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was pushing you towards the right thing. Yeah.
That's what. That's what. And he's a big time idol. I think he's my biggest inspiration as well. So, I mean, I've always considered the practical aspects of things when it comes to all of this, when it comes to business, also, when it comes to entrepreneurship, law, everything. I think I am a more practical person than emotional when it comes to my professional life. I am exactly the opposite when it comes to my personal
Personal
life.
life.
Yeah. Yeah. That's when I lose my practicality. So,
I think everybody does.
yeah,
When
right.
it
Yeah.
comes to relationships,
That's
you have
what.
you tend to grow a soft corner for that. Okay. So, how important it is, because recently we've seen that the founder-led content is getting a big push in the social media market, right? So, what is your take on that? Like, is it very important for the founder to become the face of the brand, and how is that content working out for you?
I think,
And at
some,
what stage? Because if we go like a little back, niche hair is something everybody knows, right? And we all know because of the Malkin of the niche hair, and she introduced herself like that, right?
Mhm.
But before that, if somebody was using that product, nobody knew who the founder is, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people were not aware. So how important that is now?
I think that's very important. I think founder led content, building a personal brand, I think that is definitely something which is going to see a lot change, like a lot of changes also, and a lot of advancements also when time comes by. Because I think now people honestly are not caring about, very like professionally short content which is fully scripted, because ChatGPT has made it super like sound it literally like everything AI.
Yeah,
Honestly,
everything
if I'm
AI,
reading
yeah.
a caption right now, I can
And
100% tell that,
yeah, everybody can make
yeah,
out that whether
yeah,
it's AI generated or
just because they
not.
changed those
That's
dashes
just
now doesn't mean that it is not
everybody got the
ChatGPT.
trick. Everybody
Yeah.
knows the trick that
Yeah, they just
if
need to
there's
change
so many
that dash.
hyphens, if there's so
Yeah.
many hyphens in a line, it's Chat GPT. But we can see a humanized language, and we can get the difference between an AI generated content.
100%.
But a lot of people make fool out of us that
Yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah.
sometimes they don't even make the effort to remove those emojis that ChatGPT puts. Like
Yeah, that's what.
there's so
Yeah.
many emojis, like you have
Yeah.
to remove them if you're like trying to copy paste. At least
Yeah, at least
humanize
make it
it.
humanized, because I
Yeah.
think, yeah, with the AI, like, it's made so many things easy, like so many things easier. So definitely like that should be used, but I think in a more humanized form, and I think that's missing. Especially when I talk about Indian consumers, I think they're very smart at this point. I think people in India, उनके दिमाग में ही चल रहा होता है कि कोई उनके साथ scam करने वाला है.
Exactly.
ठीक है? Like everybody, I'm sure of it. Like even
Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah.
I am going on a very legit site right now, I am going to self doubt and doubt that website for 3 times before
Yeah,
I'm fully
because
sure of it. That, yeah. So I think having a person
I
behind it.
tell my mom, she's ordering like from random Instagram sites and all.
Yeah.
This brand, random brands. They're not even like full legit brands. They're
Yeah.
like random brands, and she will order a trouser, pants, and this and that, denim dress maybe once in a while, and I'll be like, and she would be like, "Ab मैं return कैसे करूँ? This is not fitting me. I need to get it 60." I tell her like, why
Yeah.
did you order from that site in the first
Yeah.
place? They're gonna scam you. And
Yeah.
suddenly next day she's gonna show me like, I got the refund. You were telling me it's okay. It was not. And like, ठीक
Yeah.
है, आपने कर लिया. It's तुक्का.
Yeah, you got
But
lucky.
you got lucky.
I
A
swear.
lot of times they are not legit sites. They are just trying to
100%.
scam you. So
Yeah.
don't fall for that. But
That's what.
yeah.
So you see your mindset towards it.
Yeah,
So that is the mindset of everybody in this country, I think, because everybody is like gotten scammed so much. Even when even with my brands, like even with Luxpike, and we deal with authentic luxury beauty, okay, which is very expensive. Maybe a serum costs around 2,000 to 15,000 to 30,000 as well for a serum. Everybody's gonna think 5 times before spending 30K on a 30 ml serum, right? So the main like we understand
Can
it
I
like.
give you an insight on that? If it's based in India, especially people are gonna think that it's fake. There's certain
Definitely.
authenticity, like if there's a certain perfume and that's available in US or Canada, my mom would be like, US, Canada se hi order kar lete hai. Like if somebody's coming in,
That's
and I'll
what.
be like, why? What's the problem in India? It's usually fake. I say, how can a perfume or a shampoo or a conditioner be fake? And she'd be like, नहीं होता है ऐसा नहीं
Definitely,
होता है
definitely होता है, definitely
markets
होता
में
है.
fake होता
इसलिए
है
now we are so transparent even when it comes to that, because we saw people leaving, people were like fully thinking that it's a fake product and everything. So we decided to be more transparent, as in I decided to show my face, I was like, yeah, this is the founder and she's talking and everything, and then we like started telling them that it's sourced from the UK. We started sending them updates that everything is shipped from the UK, so that they are aware that it's shipped from London now. Now it's at the customs. Now it's in Delhi. So they know that the entire
The entire
journey of the
process,
product,
till it
where yeah,
dispatched. Okay,
yeah, like
understood.
where it has gone and all of that, just to cater to that. So that's what, like, even if you're adding those pointers in the journey,
Yeah.
still showing the face of somebody who's behind it is very, very important. And that's why I think, just to answer to that question, is gonna be, it's 100% very, very important thing at this point in time, wherein everybody's questioning everything. 100%. And my performance team has honestly told me, for all the three brands, that only the content where you are speaking, no matter who's speaking, like other models come, they speak and all of that, and they fully told me. And I have three different performance agencies for three different brands, because the niches are very different.
Yeah.
All three of them have told me that, the content which has your face in it performs the best. And I'm sure, like, it tells a lot. That
It's
that
about building
alone,
authenticity, right?
that
People
alone,
would,
yeah.
yeah.
I think relatability is so
Yeah,
important. I
it
think
is.
less robotic things are more important. Everything is getting autonomous now. So I think people do need that human touch a lot.
But another angle to that could be like constantly showing up. Don't you think that's emotionally draining also?
100%, 100%. I think everything comes from, like, with their pros and cons. And I think that's the biggest con of actually having to show your face every time. Like, I have to go into 20 meetings. I'm having a breakdown on the side. I'm firing somebody on the side. I'm hiring for another position on one side. And then I have to record a reel for the gram. Like, what? Like, I really don't know how does that happen.
I
But
completely relate to it.
yeah, constantly showing up is psychologically very tolling. But yeah, I think routines help. I think at this point, I have finally made a routine that I'm going to give this one full day with 10 outfit changes for 10 different reels at this point, so that I am not constantly,
Getting
yeah, getting recorded all the time, and, having to like compartmentalize in like 20 different compartments in my brain. So yeah, I think that has definitely helped.
So, Kanika, we've talked about founder-led brand content and everything. Let's talk about the relationship culture. So these days, okay, um, infidelity is something which is very common, and people are jumping from one relationship to the other. So, what's your take on that? Like, do you think people actually want relationships anymore, or what is it?
I think people still want relationships, but they don't want to do the work it requires. I think everybody wants love and attention, but they don't want to work towards getting that. I think Instagram was made us fully feel that, no matter what you are doing, you deserve something better. I think the FOBO, not FOMO, but like the fear of better things, like, is
There's a
definitely.
term for that.
Yeah, it's FOBO.
FOBO.
Yeah,
It's
that,
there.
yeah, like, fear
Like
of
people are
better options.
people are using that.
Definitely. That's
It's the
why.
it's the first time that I'm hearing about it. Honestly, I've not heard
Yeah.
of FOBO.
So I think that
Fear
Gen
of
Z,
better
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 options.
options.
Yeah. I think
Wow.
that is one thing which is like inculcated so much in people. I think that was for FOMO 5, 7 years ago, like
Uh,
fear of missing out. But now people know that they're not missing out on anything, because every reel that they open, and just 10 minutes on Instagram can take them to Japan, to Australia, to like, the best success reel ever, everything. I think so. The FOMO is no longer there, but I think the fear of better options is definitely something that people think, and that's why they're always chasing something better, because they think that there is something better. I think that's definitely something I feel, that why people don't do the work for the relationships
don't you
even when they
think they
want it.
need a little bit of like self introspection? Like, do you really deserve better? What have you done to get like
That's
like
what I
it's
mean.
really important that you have a look at your inner self and just see
Definitely.
how you are, because the other partner could be feeling the same way. Like, I can do better than him or her for that matter.
That's what.
So I think it's really important for people to know. But why have people made it so normalized? Like, it's so normal if we talk about our parents' generation, or even I think 2 decades back, I don't think it was. I don't know if it was something that people were not very vocal about, but
Yeah.
I just feel that it was not that common.
Mm-hmm.
We only would think, oh, that would happen in elite class and not in middle class and not
Yeah.
in that section
Mm-hmm.
or that strata of the society. But now it's not even like it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Any kind of
Yeah.
social barrier doesn't matter. People are cheating on their wives, on their girlfriends, and finding out years after. And I think that has
Yeah.
created a fear also with people who are actually looking for something.
Definitely.
I don't think they have automatically have had trust issues, even though they've not experienced something. But this is
Yeah.
so common to see people cheating and taking it very casually that they honestly they fear.
Yeah. Yeah. Even
You
if they
know,
haven't like gone
yeah,
through it
yeah,
themselves.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just there's a fear of commitment. What if it doesn't work
Definitely.
out, or what if he's
Definitely.
not the one or she's not the one?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that
Definitely.
this generation, they're either traumatized or they are the ones giving trauma to each other. It's really very
Yeah,
difficult. Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with like us. I think as you said that 2 decades back or like our parents' generation did not have a lot of it. I believe that they still actually did, but again, as you mentioned that they were not vocal about it. And I think the values, the familial values existed way more at that time because I think they were prioritized a lot more. And at this point, we are becoming so much like the West, the culture and the way that we are becoming more individualistic
Yeah.
than, like familial. I think like Indians and in general, like, the East. What separates the East from the West is literally the cultural values that we
Exactly.
bring up,
Yes.
like
Yes.
are
Yes.
brought
Yes.
up
Yes.
with,
Yes.
like be it China, be it like any,
Asians and
yeah,
Asians are
Asians.
looked like something from another community altogether. But I
Yeah.
also feel that अब क्या हो गया है that women especially they are like why do I need a man for, what do I need a man for, basically,
Yeah.
because initially, again, going a little back in time, women were dependent and there was a certain type of patriarchal culture even in
Definitely.
higher section of the society. But right now I feel that every woman out there wants to be independent. So the
Definitely.
divorce rate, a little bit of analogy there कि divorce rates भी इसलिए बढ़ रहे हैं क्योंकि women know their worth, right? They know
Yeah.
that their freedom is not worth getting tortured by their husbands or even.
Definitely.
So I feel also because of that, I think जो adjustment वाला चीज था in relationships, okay, 50-50 कर लेते हैं. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody is willing to do 50-50 also.
At
Everybody is
all
like,
now. That
why?
I'm
Why
not
me?
settling
Why
for
me? Yeah,
this.
I'm not
Yeah,
settling.
like
I can
everybody's
get
like,
better
yeah, that's
options.
what. I think the worth aspect of it, I think worth aspect of it, like and everything around us, I think Instagram plays a very big role in that again, because like whatever you are going through, the algo is so strong that whatever you are going through, Instagram is gonna nullify it. That your
Exactly.
relationship is doing this to you,
Yeah.
you should get out of it. Like there's no friend telling you about it, but
Yeah.
Instagram can read your fights with your boyfriend or girlfriend that you're having, and they're
Exactly.
always gonna tell them that why are you even taking it? So if a person in actuality, in like maybe without seeing that reel would have actually be like, yeah, maybe I need to work on myself, maybe this
Because
is the
that's
middle
the
ground.
escape. You've gotten it so right. You've cracked it basically for the audience.
Yeah.
If you have a fight, if you're stuck somewhere, the first thing that you would do to take your mind off things is open your Instagram,
Yeah, just to
right?
give that overstimulation. And the
But-
first thing you see is, oh, you have a fight about this, leave it. Like, what?
Exactly.
And you deserve better and all of that. Like, the worth, even if a person does not know
Yeah.
the worth, Instagram is going to show their worth is like, insane amounts. I think while that is very important for somebody for like self love, self affirmations, and all of that, 100%.
Sometimes it's good also.
It's
You
good.
feel like you want to close this startup, you don't want to, work on this brand, then suddenly Instagram is gonna show you quick 9 to 5 and switch to
yeah.
business if you want to make money and this and that. So you feel like, okay, maybe I'm on the right track. So it just
That's
acknowledges that
validates it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that sometimes that validation is very important, but sometimes even though we are not doubting it, Instagram is gonna put
put the doubt in your head that, oh, this happened, that must be the
might
case.
the case.
I don't understand it. I think that does more harm than good.
Your boyfriend is not picking your call. Oh, then the cheating reels are gonna
Yeah,
pop up.
that's what. I swear, oh, you are taking, like, he's screaming at you. No way he can scream at you.
Yeah.
Like nothing, nothing backs up anything, but like people feel so relatable to it, like
Yeah.
so So be like, यार सही में यार ये तो हो
They
ही रहा है.
feel victimized.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and
It
once they
makes them
start,
victimized.
once they start feeling victimized, they're like, I'm not gonna take it. Why am I taking this shit? I have 10
Yeah.
other things to do. Why listen to him or her for
Yeah.
that matter? And then,
इस यहाँ से निकलूंगी दूसरे में चली जाऊंगी. Maybe he treats me better. For example,
I
that's
have 10
what.
other options. Why
Yeah,
stick
yeah.
to him?
Even though you're stuck in the same loop, but on a different topic, maybe with somebody else. But you
And I
always think.
feel you keep attracting the same people till the time you don't get out of that loop. Like,
Honestly, yeah. Because if you're not working on yourself, maybe
Yeah.
it's not like a person cannot be 100% perfect, a person cannot be 100% flawed. But I think each one of us has like different flaws that we need to work on. I think Instagram does not really, like tells you that, but instead tells you that there is a better option every time. I think that is like a very big thing, which actually does not make a person, work on themselves also. I think that is very important. Plus, I think in our parents' generation, not sacrifices, but I would better say compromises were, like as seen as a part of a partner and a couple, like it was seen very, very usual, and everything. But I think now, since Instagram has like fully poached us in the way that, there is a better option ahead of you. So
Yeah.
people are not even like wanting to compromise or meet somewhere in the middle ground to somebody else, So I think that is definitely something which has, added to the infidelity more. I think everybody cheating on everybody and all of that as well.
So, what is your take on marriage?
On marriage,
Oh.
I think marriage is a beautiful.
So, you believe in the institution of marriage, right?
Definitely, I think definitely. I am a big believer of I am not a believer that somebody completes you, but I think I am a believer of somebody adds on to you. I think and you need that somebody 100%. I think again we have glorified loneliness also at this point. That no, yeah,
It's
you are
okay.
you are enough for yourself. That is does not have to say that you are not enough for yourself, be it financially, emotionally, anything of that sort, But I feel that
At the end of the day, I think it's nice to have a companion where you can share your highs
Definitely.
and lows with, right?
definitely,
Not just the good part, but the bad stuff as well. And
definitely.
there's one thing for sure, like our parents also tell us, I think it might be the same case for you, that they will not be stuck here forever with you. So that's one analogy our parents tell, at least my parents say that, it's very important for you to have somebody when you're not around, it's very
That's what
important.
I think a relationship which you have with your husband, like a husband and a wife relationship, is very beautiful in the way because everybody else leaves, okay? Like
Exactly.
in the way our parents, they do everything for us, but eventually they have their life of their own. Our friends, be it like their closest friends, a
Yeah.
decade-long friendship, but they still have their life of their own and they are gonna move on to different paths or anything of that sort, be it career, emotionally, anything. Even when you have kids, they also are going to have the life of their own. I think that thing that stays is going to be a companion only.
Exactly.
And that's why I think that I do believe in it 100%. I'm a big believer of it. But yeah, I think not chasing perfection and actually accepting your flaws and somebody else's flaws, I think everybody should know have standards and the limits. I think that's the main thing to go about it. But not beyond that. Not everything. ठीक है मैं भी चिल्ला दिया मैं भी चिल्लाई और वो भी चिल्ला दिया तो उसने कैसे चिल्ला दिया like all of that like come on
like,
और Instagram पे आप देख रहे हो कि आप उसने आपके चिल्ला दिया उसको छोड़ दो
Oh, yeah.
like come on Instagram is not telling that आपने भी तो चिल्लाया भाई
So he is gonna like validate what you are thinking, just like ChatGPT does.
yeah.
Like if you go on like
please tell me
I
if
do
I'm
this-
feeling wrong no
Huh?
you are not
You're absolutely right. And I think if 1 billion people are doing the ChatGPT and asking this with the same prompt, then he's gonna validate all the 1 billion people. He's not gonna say that,
that's
there might
what
be a possibility that you're wrong. It's not making sense. Please don't do that. No,
Yeah.
nothing of that sort.
yeah
So I think ChatGPT has.
I read a thread when ChatGPT had just launched. I read a thread that ChatGPT influenced somebody कि ठीक है suicide कर लो. Like what? And the parents of that boy had literally filed complaint against OpenAI for the same. That it motivated him to take his life. Ki okay, I understand, and you should do it at the end. I mean, something like that. It said, and he took his life. So
He did.
yeah, he
acted upon
committed
it.
suicide. Because that guy used to come to ChatGPT every second day, be like, "Ye problem chal rahi hai, wo problem chal rahi hai," and all of that. And then he even put, like, trying to commit suicide photos to ChatGPT that, oh, how do I hide this with my parents? And he helped hiding it also. And all of that. So it's yeah, I think algorithm and the private, like, privacy of anything technology is like very, it has more harms than good. Is definitely I would think.
So, what is your weirdest prompt to ChatGPT till date? If you're open to, because everybody nowadays, like, if you want to read my best friend's chat, do it. Boyfriend's
Yeah,
chat, do it.
not ChatGPT.
Not ChatGPT, please.
I think a lot of like my personal life is there, like, maybe what was the question again? The weirdest?
The weirdest thing that you've asked ChatGPT, any weird prompt that you've asked.
Whether should I break up or no? Like what? Like, I
You
asked
did
him to
ask.
validate it. And that's why at this point I'm so frustrated about it that, that this is happening and they're validating it. And I went through with that breakup and all of that. But not because
But then
ChatGPT told me
said
to.
it.
But I mean, like having these pesky conversations with ChatGPT about emotional stuff. I think, yeah. I think I have a best friend who talks to ChatGPT way more than she talks to us about anything emotional. And I think that
I do
is,
too.
yeah, I mean, but
It's nice sometimes, it's just that
it's definitely
it's
nice
completely
sometimes.
unfiltered. You don't have to hold back or anything.
Yeah,
It's
that
just that,
somebody's judging you or
yeah, so it's
anything.
anything which is very weird. You feel okay, they might judge me, they might, even though your friends don't. But
Yeah,
sometimes
I
it's like,
understand.
everybody's so
Too
busy and
private or
it's
whatever.
2 a.m. So you're gonna open it and when you're overthinking and whether this is gonna work out or not, it could be business, it could
Yeah.
be your personal life, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT for that. And at times when he validates what I'm thinking, I'm just gonna flap it down and I'm like, okay, now I'm on the right track.
Yeah, I
I
know.
feel it's nice to have that adrenaline rush,
Definitely. But I think it's very bad for emotional regulation in the long term for us, like all of us, honestly, who's doing that. Because
it is.
it's like we are having a bad day and we can just leave a text and get a reply back in a second. Like we don't know how to feel uncomfortable because of it now. I
Yeah.
also believe that because there's one person who's always
So
there to
in a
reply in
certain
a
way, your
way.
standards are set so high that if a human, like when you are like in a relationship with a human, of course, if you don't get a reply, you start spiraling, I think.
Yeah, that's
Why,
what.
what is he doing?
That's
What
what.
is
And I
he?
think we need to be used to that because I think, like, getting that stimulation addressed at that time is like a very big expectation to have from even a friendship or even a relationship or even with our parents. Like, you know, like everybody has their life of
So
their
yeah,
own and
I
everybody
like
has like different times where they can deal with different things. I think this is definitely helped us to be there as a support. That there is somebody that I can go and talk to if I'm feeling this way, and maybe he or she, like the ChatGPT, can help me in the
Yeah.
same. But I think that has also caused emotional regulation, like emotional dysregulation a lot because we want that at that time only,
We do.
and we get it also.
We get it also, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that is definitely something.
So you think people are emotionally unavailable or just emotionally exhausted? What's your take on that?
I think neither. I think overstimulated. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think fully overstimulated. I think in every corner we see there's like there's distractions. There's so many stimulations that a person can go to. Yeah, मतलब पहले क्या होता था हमारे पास, like earlier, even before Instagram became a very big thing. Earlier,
Yeah,
we
before
literally
that,
used to play Barbie dress up games on our laptops, right?
we are the only generation who has seen everything
Yeah, from internet,
from the telephones at
laptops,
homes, like
yeah.
the landline phones, to phones being on, like with having that big screen display, to getting, like, we have seen it all generation.
Definitely.
COVID, what is there we have not seen? We have seen a world where robots are doing surgeries and whatnot
That's
stuff.
what.
So
Yeah.
ours is the only generation who has survived World Wars, I think.
That's what.
Yeah,
Yes.
like, the world is falling apart and we are seeing it, and maybe our generations or the next 2, 3 generations are going to be reading that in their history books.
That's what, like a
So
pandemic
this
happened
is
and all of
history
that.
in making, and we are part of it, right?
Definitely. But yeah, I do believe that stimulation is definitely something which is there, like based on this distractions and all of that. Like we open Zomato and we have 100 options, not two. You get it? Like earlier, I'm not saying we used to have two options, but we did not used to have 10,000 also.
Sometimes it's better to have
lesser
limited
options. Yeah. On
Yes.
Instagram, there is no ending to reels.
There is
They never
no
ended. Earlier when Instagram actually launched,
Yeah.
there used to be मतलब एक point के बाद आपके followers खत्म हो जाते हैं, तो आपको दिखता ही नहीं है
हाँ,
feed
the
में नीचे वो रुक
feed,
जाती
हाँ,
है
रुक
feed.
जाती है. You're all caught up. That
Yeah,
was one
yes.
notification.
कि now
that
you're all
you're
caught
caught
up. And now like there is
With
nothing you can
reels.
catch up on only, you know. ChatGPT है तो उससे बात करते रहो, replies आते रहेंगे, you know. So I think nobody is actually feeding their brain with like good things, you know, which like actually gives them growth more than, you know, just stimulation. So I think more than being emotionally unavailable, if you're like constantly distracted, you know, constantly overstimulated, you can't have intimacy, you know. You can't be in a relationship with somebody not because they're emotionally unavailable, it's because they are so overstimulated
Yeah,
to actually have some depth to them, you know.
I get it.
Like, how will they actually pause and have a conversation with you? For example, your boyfriend, you know, like how if he or she is, you know, constantly like on reels 24/7 or whenever they are bored. Earlier we used to feel bored, you know, we used to feel bored कि चलो अब नहीं है मेरे पास कुछ करने को.
हाँ,
अब तो
exactly.
ऐसे कैसे नहीं है कुछ करने को, you know, we
Yeah.
have like, we don't rest only, I think.
And in that also we have plenty of options. The retention rate of any
That's
reel
what-
is 3 seconds,
that's
right?
what-
That's what we work on. The hook should be good. After 3 seconds, the audience is gonna scroll, and
Yeah.
we are the audience, right?
Yeah.
If there's a reel and I don't like the first 3 seconds of it, I have an option to just go to the
Yeah,
next one.
that's what.
And that's what's happening in real life. Like, people are not sticking to one person, and
Yeah.
they're jumping.
Like jumping,
frogs.
yeah, like literally on reels. Yeah, they're literally
Yeah.
on reels. They are jumping people like that. Honestly,
Yeah.
100%.
But I do believe that, it's really important for one to be married and to get not settled now. People are gonna take it like, are you not settled now? I'm not
Yeah.
talking about settlement in that sense.
Yeah.
It's nice to have somebody to come home to, after a
Definitely.
long day.
Definitely.
And somebody who's actually available on your call, that, this is something that has happened, and whether it's a
Yeah.
good thing or a bad thing, it's nice. I
Yeah.
do believe, and I feel that marriage is based somewhere like he should be your best friend. When it comes to marriage,
100%.
it's really important for that person to be your good friend. And then only I think you can, because at the end of the day, you are coming from two different households, two different upbringings, two different
Definitely.
worlds coming together, right?
Mhm.
Even though you say that you are from similar community, caste, whatever, at the end of the day, you're two different human beings, right?
100%.
So I feel that it's very, very important that you're friends with that person first,
Yeah.
so that, there's no, you should not be thinking twice before speaking to that person, what he or she is
Definitely.
gonna think about it. So I feel like I'm a career counselor too. I've become now a marriage counselor, trying
Yeah.
to stop breakups and all. So you
Mhm.
better listen to me. Okay. So I think what you said, this pretty sums it up, that people want love, but they don't want accountability. They don't want to put in the efforts.
Yeah.
They just want that intimacy without having to reciprocate it back somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, they're all looking forward to something, but they don't want to be the one who makes the effort in the relationship. I
Yeah.
think that's the case with a lot of people, and the constant comparison. Oh, look at her, look at him, how much
That's
efforts
right.
he's putting. So
I think the relationship goals on Instagram have made it even worse because, again, like, you know, when it comes to our founder-led content, it's the same with
fucking
them.
1 minute reel. You can't be
Yeah.
judging your 1 year relationship based on that 1 minute reel.
That's what
That's
I
not
think
even
that's
1 minute,
something which
it's
has happened.
45 seconds. And those 45 seconds of your screen time would be ruining your relationship, or you are standing your standards so high.
Yeah, with somebody that you have built over probably 3-4 years,
Yeah.
1 year, whatever. How long has it been? You know.
Yeah.
But come on, that reel is not showing actually the difficult parts of it. You know,
What
like
happens
actually,
before and after the reel?
Yeah, like probably she might have posted and they had a fight. Like, come on, who says that? Who shows that? Nobody does, you know. Either people show the aftermath that, oh, I have left him because you made me
Yeah.
suffer, or they show that, oh, it's like
And
super
that is also
beautiful.
very much glorified, let me tell you.
Yeah, victimization.
Victimization is very, very and people want to like say that, okay, if anybody is in a similar situation, this is your go-to inspiration, and they want to build that, like, sort of that, okay, if you're being treated the same way, you should we are your inspiration and all of that stuff. Like people
Yeah.
post it in that
Yeah.
context. There are
Yeah.
certain
Yeah.
pages who are just promoting these sort of stories, but I
Yeah. I
feel
know.
that movies like if we talk about like movies, there was this very recent Sania Malhotra ki movie where the silbatte ki chutney wala scene is very like common. I don't know if you've seen it. I have not seen the movie, but I've seen it in reels only.
Okay.
So Sania
I'm not
Malhotra,
sure.
she just got married. She had an arranged setup.
I
You've
don't
not
know who
seen
that
it?
is.
You
Who's
don't watch?
Sania Malhotra?
Oh God,
I
you
don't know. I don't watch Bollywood movies. Like I think actually I do watch Bollywood movies. I don't watch Bollywood series, but I'm not really.
So which is your like favorite Bollywood movie?
I think it's gonna be Players. I really like that movie.
Oh, I
No
love
matter how many
it.
overacting it has, I really
Yeah.
like it. Drishyam is another movie that I love
Oh,
because my lawyer brain loves that.
oh,
Yeah,
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 okay.
yeah. It's super like I think very
You
nicely
can
made, very
tell a
nicely
lot about
directed.
like people based on the kind of movies they like.
But I think I have a very wide taste. Like, I love, for example, I love Gilmore Girls. Have you seen?
Oh,
I love
yeah.
that. I love that. That's my comfort show.
Whom do you think Rory should have ended up with? Like,
I am obsessed with Logan Huntsberger.
Uh,
I love Logan Huntsberger a lot, a
a
lot. I
lot,
think I looked at
yeah.
him. I had actually seen that actor in a law show called The Good Wife, and he was the main
Okay,
lead in that. And I
okay.
used to love him since then. And then I saw him
Yeah.
after on Gilmore Girls, and I was like, she definitely should
I
have
think they
ended it.
should have continued the series after Rory got pregnant with his child.
Yeah, like
They
what
should
the
have,
hell
like,
was that? They
yeah,
literally
like,
cut it like
yeah.
that. Like, oh mom, I'm pregnant. What?
And then like what like they should have ended up getting married or something of that. We need a good
Definitely,
ending,
yeah,
at least
yeah.
in movies or series. We would love a
Sorry.
we would love a happy ending, right? To a love
Definitely.
story. Not
Definitely.
girl getting knocked up and then
Yeah,
just
yeah, that's what I mean.
is that what you portray? And which other series you're like in?
I love Gossip Girl.
Oh my.
I love it. Again, that's another comfort show. A lot
Let
of.
me guess. Claire Waldorf is
I
gonna
love
be your
it.
favorite
Yeah,
character from the
yeah.
show. See, I could
100%.
sense the vibe.
Okay. That's a compliment, I think. Yeah. I think I love Blair and Chuck. What
Yeah,
about
they
you?
were the end game, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
But I feel that Serena should have ended up with
Nate,
Nate. Yeah.
100%. Like, what the fuck was Dan doing there? I don't even know. I did not expect that at all.
Same
Honestly,
here.
yeah.
I would be so much happy if Nate and Serena would have ended up
I
together.
swear. I mean, they were it.
They were the
me.
it couple, yeah.
Yeah.
And somehow the story, like the way it started, I just knew that they're gonna end up together, even
Yeah.
though they both dated Nate and then they broke up and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Serena settling for Dan, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
He didn't set up the standard
Yeah,
so high.
honestly, yeah, he did not.
He
And he
was
did
the
not
gossip
vouch for it.
girl.
Yeah, that's what.
That was the major twist.
But
We
did
were
you really
not
think so? Like,
No, I was a little bit like I was not in like expecting him to be the gossip girl, and I didn't
I
expect.
thought Serena's brother Eric is the guy, like, is Gossip Girl. Like, I used to always get a feeling about that. It was used to be like super, like, sus.
Ah, no, I didn't. I initially thought that Blair's house help
Dorota, yeah.
Dorota. I
I
initially
love
thought that
Dorota.
she I initially thought that she might be the one. But
Mm.
then I stopped guessing. I was so much more into the love angles and love stories and twisted love stories, I'd rather say, that were happening.
Yeah,
That were more
yeah.
intriguing. Like,
Yeah.
to hell with the gossip girl. Like,
Yeah, that's
it
what.
was
That's
not even
what.
like, we just wanted, like, what's going to happen next. That was much more intriguing. Okay, nice. And what about Friends? Not a big Friends fan.
Not really. I've never really watched it. I mean, I think I've just watched like 5 episodes of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I should cut
think-
this because a lot of people are gonna get offended
Yeah,
after
I
hearing
think
this.
so. But I think
Because
I don't like
because
things
it's
which
very
everybody
high.
likes. That's the thing.
Like, okay, that's the same reason that I didn't watch it initially for 2 years, because everybody's like, watch Friends, watch Friends. But once
Yeah.
you do, after 5 episodes, how come you were not hooked up?
I mean, I don't know, because I always had that bias in my head that, oh friends, like I don't now know, like that did not really do anything for me. I love Big Bang Theory. I love that. Have you watched
Okay,
it?
no,
I think
no.
that's
It's
definitely
I think
sitcom.
Sheldon's story. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I've
yeah, yeah.
watched Young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
I
the
did
big
not.
Sheldon
Yeah.
story, yeah.
And what about How I Met Your Mother?
I haven't. I haven't. I have
You
watched.
haven't.
No, in
Mod
sitcoms, I think I watched Two
Modern
Broke
Family?
Girls.
Oh, I
No,
love
I love Two
it.
Broke Girls. Yeah, 100%. I love Two Broke Girls. I
I
have
did
watched
too.
Schitt's Creek.
Oh, I
Have you
love that
watched?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
I think I love
sure.
it. Yeah. All of these things. I think I would have enjoyed Friends a lot, like
You would
considering what kind of
have.
shows I do like in general also.
Yeah.
But I've never really, got myself used to it. But I think I'm literally now finding a show that I can get hooked on because I have rewatched Gossip Girl 9 times. So I'm literally rewatching Gilmore Girls
What about
10th
Suits?
time now. I have watched Suits, yes. I watched it, of
It's my
course.
guilty pleasure. Like
I
you come
am,
from the law
yeah, that's what,
background,
yeah.
right?
I think like Lost shows, I have watched pretty much all, like Suits being again. Suits I watched very late because everybody was like Suits, Suits, Suits. But I would say that there are a lot better shows than Suits in when it comes to a law
The
show, like a
okay, you're
law
looking
show.
at that from that lens, right?
Yeah, like the
That
fact
is
check
the
and all
fact
of
checking all of
that.
that, yeah.
There's a
But
show
in
called How to
general,
Get Away with Murder. That is amazing. That is another like a legal show only. But
what's the title?
How to Get Away with Murder. That's what. So the title was something that
This
enticed me.
title itself is very intriguing. Okay, so there are certain questions that I want your takes on, all right? And they don't have to be very, very long, just very quirky answers I would want. So, hustle culture is making people emotionally unavailable.
Definitely, I think that is very true.
You would agree to that.
Yeah, I think people are glorifying loneliness also at this time when it comes to hustle culture. I think I gave a TED talk about it, and I literally said that people are bragging being lonely when they are building. Like I don't think that's true.
And do you think people romanticize entrepreneurship out of proportion?
110%.
They do,
110%.
right?
I think everybody's just chasing interests at this point. Nobody is like in it for the boring game, which is like 90% of
Which
the founder
is
life.
monotonous, very, very
Very monotonous. I think you are
and
in damage control 100% of the times. You're problem
entrepreneurship
solving.
is like every day waking up and still choosing to build something where people can see that there's zero scope in.
While you are falling apart.
While you're falling apart, you're emotionally draining, you are financially draining, which is at the end of the day, we all are here for money, right? Money is a very important fact, whether you believe it or not.
Definitely.
Like there are philosophies like money doesn't buy you happiness. You should rather give us the check. We'll tell you how to
I
buy the
swear, I
happiness.
swear
But
100%.
I don't believe in this shit at all. But I
Same.
feel that people on Reel, especially coming back to the gram, people are like, quit 9 to 5. And there are so many people who are doing really well in 9 to 5, but they somehow feel that they're being deprived of certain things. They don't have the freedom and all. But entrepreneurship is not about, it's about accountability. Nobody's going to question you. You are the one taking care of everything
Yeah.
while exhausting your resources, while draining yourself, and while believing in something that only you can envision. Nobody
Yeah.
else around you.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you're from a law background, getting into a beauty market, right? People must have questioned you.
Definitely.
Why change the line? You have a safety net. You can go back to doing law and pursue that, and you can earn so well in that. Why chase something which is so unpredictable, right? And especially in India, a lot of aunties and uncles who have their takes on
Definitely.
that, लड़की है, job कर ले, job में भी अच्छी है, and then she can take
Yeah.
care of her as well, and she can be
Yeah.
back on time and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I feel like people don't see the downside of it. Everybody's just seeing that, okay, I quit and I'm gonna build something, but building is not gonna, Rome is not built in a day. Hello.
Definitely.
Like you have to give in your 200%.
And every single day, like
Every
without
single
fail.
day.
I think it comes with the freedom of probably working from anywhere, but also you have to work on the off days as well.
There
And
are
people
no
don't realize it. There are no
Sundays, there are no working
Sundays.
hours.
There's
And like
nothing.
we are in the studio at 8:30.
Yeah, that's what, right?
People in the jobs, they are like at home by 6, by 7, they're having evening tea, by 9, they have their lunch dinners, and by 10, 11, it's their bedtime, right? But this is the other side of it that nobody
Yeah,
will
yeah.
show.
Like that is definitely not a side, which I would say like there are like different drawbacks to it, maybe when it comes to freedom, but I think yeah, like having your own baby, I wouldn't even say business, but having your own
Own baby,
baby is
yeah.
like you are handling that baby every day. You are handling 20 people who work in that baby every day as well.
And
You're
baby is not
responsible
that
for
productive.
yourself. Yeah. You know, you're working on your growth at the same time. You have to do accounts at the same time. You have to get money in the bank at the same time, and you have to make sure that you are not falling apart. I think when it comes to entrepreneurship, when it comes to being a founder, I think a founder cannot really fall apart also properly, you know.
They
Like no,
can't.
I have
You
I
might
have
be
had
crying.
breakdowns. I have had breakdowns for an hour, and 5 minutes later I walked into a meeting because what can I do? Because the meeting can't stop. I
Exactly, the
have a
world
Google
won't
Meet
stop,
attached.
yeah.
I have a physical meeting at 5 p.m. No matter if I'm breaking down at 4:50 since an hour, it doesn't change because it's not
It
gonna
won't,
stop.
yeah.
Yeah, I think a team member could have just taken a leave in that sense.
Yeah, sometimes I do feel that, it's lucky for them.
Yeah.
They don't realize it.
Yeah, like sleepless nights, if it's a bad month, so many things, like so many
We can't
things would
stop
stop
anyone's
there.
salaries.
Yeah.
Even though it has to come out of our pockets.
Yeah, be it a business is down, be it's not for the month or
It's not.
anything of that sort, because you're responsible for so many people's lives also, along with yours, along with probably your partners also, and along with your parents also, because you
Yeah.
have to like fulfill all those obligations as well while being a
So
smart one. Like, come on, that's so exhausting. Is it having a brain just enough? Boy, can't it just work for itself? Like, I don't get it. Yeah, but
So another one would be that being perceived online is all very exhausting.
I don't agree to that at this point. Not when it comes to myself, but I think so many people I've met, so many friends that I have who are like amazing on the internet. They are a lot more amazing on the internet than they are in person, honestly. So I think it's not really true. Like
I think
that's a hot take.
it's like no makeup look.
Yeah, that's what. It's literally like that.
One
Yeah,
day
you've
my
cracked it.
dad, one day my dad asked me like, "What did she just say? No makeup look." I said,
Yeah.
So I was
100%.
like, "Yeah, it's a thing." So they will teach you how to look without makeup with the makeup.
Yeah, yeah.
I said that's what Instagram is
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
all about. So
yeah,
that's how we can
100%.
decode it, right?
100%.
But
On
see the
point.
irony in that no makeup look, and it has gotten like,
Definitely.
and all these sorts of reels, they get like millions of views. No makeup look.
I swear. I mean, when it actually
No
started
makeup
the
has
trend.
to be without the makeup, right?
Yeah, that's what. Exactly, exactly. I think that genuinely sums it up so well. That what is the perception on Instagram and everything.
Yeah.
100%.
So I think with entrepreneurship also there's certain pressure that you have to show up every day. Like again you said that you can be having a mental breakdown at 4:59, but you have to walk into a meeting at 5. It won't The world doesn't stop on our account, right?
Yeah.
We have to continue putting that face and the shield on
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just do stuff, right? Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean that is I think nobody takes care of your baby like you do. I think that's the thing with this.
And I don't think anybody would also understand like what your vision is. It's you have to be very, very delusional when it comes to building a business. That's what I've realized. Like people won't believe in what you are envisioning for yourself. Like
Definitely.
like a lot of people, even people from your extended family, they might not be able to even relate, or it doesn't make sense to them. Like
Yeah, yeah. They
you
might
know?
not trust you completely with it that, oh, okay, if you are even doing the right thing because they don't know what the vision you have with it.
Yeah, so you have to be
100%.
completely delusional and let go of people opinions and just follow your heart.
But I think as
Okay.
well, practical as well, along with delusional, 100%. That's what the problem is. I think like people have
But
become
you
way too more
know,
delusional and the more like they have given more weightage on the delusion side as well in the way that they can do everything. I think it has a lot to do with aptitude. It has a lot to do with skill set. I think it has a lot to do with experience as well. I see so many people, if I'm
it
like
has to
probably
be with the
interviewing,
execution. You could be having 10 business ideas right
that's
now.
what.
It's all about execution, I think, because there are 1 billion people on, I don't know, like how many people are there, but they can be having thousands of ideas, but it's also very important that you execute what you have in mind.
Yeah.
Delusional, like you
Because
can think of anything, right?
yeah,
I can
ideas,
think
there are
of
so
just
many.
going opening a boutique in Paris, but till the time I don't hop on that plane and take a flight
To like
and reach
actually step
there, and
into it, yeah, because
yeah,
it's so beautiful from the far. Like it's so amazing that oh, I
I
can
have
build
this
a
vision,
2000 crore beauty brand just by saying it. Like what the hell? I literally cannot. But yeah, I think that's what I see. I see it a lot in my team members also. Probably like not the ones I currently have, but so many people I interview for like vacancies and all of that, and I see a lot of them coming to me and telling me, oh, I was doing this for the last 5 years, so I just decided to open my own thing. And then they're back, because I mean, they thought that maybe it was too easy, or anything of that sort. And maybe, they thought, yeah, I mean, it has a lot to do with
do with the
romanticizing
action.
also
Yeah,
of
you have to
entrepreneurship.
work, like you have to work for it.
Yeah.
Work for it without any results. Just work for it.
Yeah. I think mindset plays a very, very, very big
Very
role in
important
that.
role.
Yeah. I think like I mean, I have lived my life that I don't have an option to give up. Like, I have built all my brands, which I built so far. I don't think that I've built a lot, and I think that there's a lot of capability to build way, way, way more, like
I think
thousand
not
times
being
more.
satisfied is really, really important.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you once you feel that, okay, I've done enough,
yeah.
that's the moment where you'd start descending, right?
That's what. Yeah,
It's very, very important that you don't feel satisfied and you try for more. A lot of people are going to take it in the other sense that why try for more? Why push yourself? And all
that's
that.
what.
A
Yeah.
lot of people think like that, but I do believe that it's very important that you don't get settled for something.
Mm-hmm.
There should be a drive, otherwise, what's the push, right? That's
Yeah,
gonna push
yeah,
you every day
yeah.
to wake out
Definitely.
of
I
bed
think,
and
yeah, comfort zone, like always questioning your comfort zone has a lot to do with it. I think mindset plays a very, very, very big role.
very the growth.
Because, yeah, I genuinely think that people are genuinely chasing interest at the point. They're
Yeah.
not chasing belief. They're not chasing the vision. They're just chasing the interest. That, oh, this seems exciting. So they decide to do it. But they might not really believe in it, or they might not be able to sustain the boring parts when they come. And I think a lot of people, that's why they start something and they just leave it
They drop
eventually.
it.
Yeah, they drop it.
eventually.
Yeah.
Because,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Though I think the real side is tough. Though on the
100%.
outskirts, it's like
Yeah.
very fancy.
Mm-hmm.
But when you step into it, when you step in the ring, I think then it's 360-degree different.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
All right. So moving on to the rapid fire segment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be asking you very quick questions. They are quite easy, not very tough, not very controversial. Just your takes. You have to choose very quickly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are we ready?
Hmm.
Quick questions. You can't take more than a minute. No. Minute is a lot. I think you should be
3
accurate at
seconds.
3 to 5 seconds. Biggest red flag.
Oh, what? Inconsistency.
But don't you think that's okay? I'm going to get back to it.
Yeah.
One thing people fake too much online.
Their life. I think all about their life. Channel day.
Most exhausting thing about adulthood.
Not having it figured out. I think not knowing when to rest.
Yeah. One thing you think is overrated.
Busyness.
It's overrated.
I think everybody's pretending to be busy these days while they're so simulated. I actually gave a TED talk about this. That everybody shows that they are working for like 12 hours, while in those 12 hours they have only worked 2.
That's so true. That's so
Because if
true.
they actually had focused for just 2 hours, they would have done those 12 hours of work, But because they were just constantly giving into the stimuli again and again, again and again.
That's very true. One opinion that gets you judged.
It gets me judged.
Yeah.
I think compartmentalizing at this point. I swear, I think I have had a lot of personal relationship battles also because of it, maybe be it friendships or, family or like my boyfriend or anything of that sort that I'm so used to compartmentalizing at this point that, I'm just switching. Like, okay, meeting, I'm going to fully leave the personal life at that point. I think that's definitely something which I need to have control over as well.
Understood. One thing that genuinely gives you peace.
Having a slow life. Hmm.
It gives you peace.
I think so. I mean, having a nervous system reset, like after 9 p.m., I love not doing anything. I
Don't
love
you
that.
feel guilty?
I used to a lot. But then I realized that it's just making me more burnt out, you know, feeling guilty. It's just giving me more stress than actually helping me. So that's why I decided that, after 9 p.m., no matter what, if it's something that urgent, only then am I gonna address it post 9 p.m. I love having it fast paced till 9 p.m. From like 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. I'm like fully like, okay, one after the other, one after the other. But after 9 p.m., I need that slowness that, I'm not doing anything. I'm sleeping at 2 a.m. I'm just spending 5 hours just doing nothing.
It's the best thing.
I love that. I think it
Yeah.
has healed me. Yeah.
That's nice. And something you're trying to unlearn.
Feeling guilty about not being constantly overworked. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, agar aaj I only work till 5 p.m., I'm gonna be like, I could have done the podcast later. Maybe I spent 3 hours doing the podcast. I could have worked in that. But I think, yeah, I
Listen,
need to
this is
unlearn it.
gonna,
It
this
is
is
my
part,
work. It is my
this is
personal
part of your
branding stuff
work.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, if I just have to say that, I probably would have executed the things that I had a lot more. I will feel guilty about it without realizing that this is work as well. That's what. I think I've gotten very selfish in earning money. That's why.
I think it's good.
I
I'm
I love
learning to
it.
be
Yeah.
that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not there yet. I am more of a, like, my core nature is being very emotional, very, very driven by emotions. I think it's some, I don't know if you believe in astrology, numerology
I
or
do.
not.
I am very spiritual, but not a lot, I would
Not
say.
not a lot, but more I start understanding why my core nature is like this, because a business person or person into any domain has to be very practical these days. But I feel I'm ruled by number two, and number two is moon's number. So they are like very, very emotional people,
Okay.
and they've had the, like, moon has a lot of phases, right? From morning to evening, it's different. Then next day. So it's like my mood swings are also like that. Somewhere I blame the stars, not myself. So
Whatever makes you feel better.
so I have taken out like reasons to excuse myself that it's not me, it's my stars. That's why I'm like this. Because my parents, they keep telling me that you be more practical, you have to be a little more like, you can't be this emotional in business, you have to let go of things, don't, be like this, be like that.
That's why I'm not having to work and actually slowing down and dealing with my emotions after 9 p.m. has helped me a lot because I used to be in the same boat as in like, not being able to draw a line between practicality and emotions.
Yeah.
I think like 2, 3 years ago. But honestly, I have learned the hard way because I started getting too emotional when it came to business also. And I realized that nobody really cares about your emotions here. Everybody's in it for the money, be it your team members also or be it everybody, be it your partners, be it anybody, right? Everybody chases that. So yeah, I was like, that doesn't mean that I'm not dealing with my emotions and I'm leaving that aspect out of my body only. I think as females, we tend to be more emotional than practical a lot of times, most times. along with our cycles and all of that as well. But yeah, I mean, that's how I did it. That, I decided to deal with those emotional sides after 9 p.m. and before 9 p.m. in my work day. I try to be more practical, not having to delay those. Like, the only thing I do is not deal with those emotions. Is just delay those emotions post 9 p.m. But I'm also feeling it. You know,
Wow,
that's
it's very
definitely
nice. You're really
something.
good at compartmentalizing. I
That's
feel.
what it gets. It has like negative aspects to it. That's why I think I need to unlearn that a bit also.
All right. So I think everyone is just figuring out things in real life, but there's some people who are very good at hiding confusion, and some people are not. So on this note, we're going to be ending this podcast. It was lovely to have you, Kanika, here, and I hope we can do some more of this stuff in the future.
Definitely.
And I hope you had a great time shooting this podcast, and people are going to get good insights into business, relationships, Instagram, algorithms, ChatGPT, and whatnot stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like this episode, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned in for the next one.